Hey all, so Silent Hill 3 Part 5 will be up next week, I promise, but I wanted to talk about this before it was too late. The time of recording, it is Thanksgiving for me, or what non-secular America would call Black Friday Eve. And I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be going out and eyeing Death Stranding with some curiosity and confusion. Game bad, some reviewers have said. Game bad because Kojima weird and plays different, therefore game bad. So rather than try to watch those reviews and get all pissed off and try to make counterpoints to people who don't even watch me in the first place, I figured that I would just sit down and, share my perspective on it, me to you, and just kind of talk about Death Stranding because it's a good game so far. I like it, and I feel like it's not getting a fair shake, so we're just gonna talk about that. Quick disclaimer, I did not receive Death Stranding as a review copy or any kind of PR. No one wants to pay me to make shit for them because I swear too much. I guess I can start with my singular gripe, and it's not even a very good gripe. I'm not 100% hooked by the story. At time of writing, I'm only 2.5 hours in, so I probably haven't even scratched the surface of the narrative yet. But you play as Sam Porter Bridges, a delivery man who avoids everybody. No friends, no family, no weird nerd talking in his ear, at least not from the start.
Game over, man.
And his mother, who became president of the United Cities of America without him even realizing it.
Have no future.
No, America's finished. Bridget, you're the president of jack shit.
Sam, listen to me.
Uses her dying breath to draft him into the Bridges program, which seeks to unify America's cities. And the cities are isolated because reasons.
So you are willing to help me?
The boundary of life and death is getting fucky on us, corpses that are decaying are calling nature nukes onto us, rain is making people rapid age.
Not much left of me either. Got soaked from neck to toe.
And things are hunting us by sound whenever it rains. The plot is fucking weird, and I'm barely even a few hours in, but I keep coming back to it because I love the characters so much. It's rare for me to find a game, and even a Kojima game this is rare, where I straight up just enjoy every single person. Across the board. Everybody. There were a few people that I actually came to the game expecting. Mads Mikkelsen was one of them. In fact, I actually binged Hannibal in the rush to release because I wanted to get a better idea of the guy.
See the sunset. The day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no pretending.
But Mads and Kojima, they're here, and they're very prominently here. But I enjoy everybody so far. I like your support nerd character. I like the main character. I never liked the hairy dad in a hairy dad game, but I like this hairy dad, so here we are, I guess.
As a member of Bridges, you're gonna work with the rest of us to rebuild America.
You think you can recruit me? Like she tried to?
My least substantial point is the soundtrack. It slaps. I can't play it for you, so you'll just have to take my word that it slaps harder than a frustrated mom. Go listen to it. My biggest point about Death Stranding is that it's not your standard game, or even your standard Hideo Kojima game. So, in order to kind of talk about what you might consider a Hideo Kojima game, we need to talk about what schemas are. And your schema is kind of like a living definition of what something is to you. If something definitively is the thing, we integrate the traits of that new thing into our pre-existing schema. So, if you lived your whole life thinking dogs have floppy ears, and then you see a dog with pointed ears, but it's very definitively a dog, then you end up incorporating pointy ears into your new schema of dog. Metal Gear Solid games are about Solid Snake, but whoops, Metal Gear Solid 2 was about Raiden, so Raiden becomes incorporated into our idea of what a Metal Gear game is. But Hideo Kojima has made games that weren't even Metal Gear, so we need to expand a little bit and not focus so much on our schema of what a Metal Gear game is, but what is a Kojima game. To me, the schema of a Kojima game includes stealth, fourth wall breaking, long cutscenes, weird male bonding, huge philosophical questions where every character has a different complex angle on their answer, and high drama that the medium earns through its build-up.
Yeah, covering the world in cable didn't bring an end to war and suffering. Don't act surprised when it all comes apart if you try to do it again. Round and round it goes. Connect, reconnect, it's not that simple.
Through these standards, Death Stranding is definitely a Hideo Kojima game, but a lot of people's schemas of Hideo Kojima game is just a Metal Gear game. By refusing to integrate Death Stranding into their schemas, people are refusing to shift that schema into something more true and cohesive. Which is understandable, since it can be hard to shift away from a schema that Konami will bend over backwards to let you keep because it makes them money. I've heard jokes about Death Stranding being a walking simulator. I know that it's a joke, but in the name of taking the joke seriously for a hot minute, it would be kind of a shitty walking simulator since walking is more detailed than it needs to be. In a classic walking simulator, Layers of Fear springs to mind, the walking is mindless. You press your left stick forward to keep moving and you occasionally solve a puzzle. In Death Stranding, you're constantly having to adjust your balance and watch your path, and very occasionally everything will turn into a stealth game suddenly, and you and your baby have to slip past or sprint past whatever the fuck those are. While you're walking, you usually are delivering cargo to somebody, and you have the option to pick up additional cargo along the way. All of this cargo can compromise your balance, especially if you move too fast downhill or take a corner too quickly, and I love this aspect of the game. It's intuitive, it's unique, and it creates an interesting component to Sam's narrative. Sam takes on more than he's able to handle sometimes, which makes it harder for him to balance his needs with that of the dying world around him.
God damn it.
So even though he lives in isolation, Kojima still manages to get us to understand that Sam is a good person just by having him complete these additional tasks. If I had to give tips for enjoying Death Stranding, the top at the list would be to come in with no expectations other than artistic expression. The game was made to make money, sure, but it wasn't a guaranteed moneymaker the way that Silent Hills or Metal Gear are. This is new, this is different, and it's not going to be for everyone. I find value in an experience that isn't trying to be for everyone. To paraphrase Amanda Palmer, the fans will love it for all of the weird, reviewer-unfriendly shit that it does. If you know a person who owns Death Stranding, ask if you can borrow it. If you have the chance to try it before you buy it, please do. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to me on social media things where I post pretty regularly. Please also give Save Point Games a look, which is a channel that I co-run with my dad. We're actually going to be talking about Death Stranding there too in the coming weeks, so watch out for that. If you haven't already done so, please like the video, leave me a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next week for more Silent Hill 3. Bye guys!